demons, and they're also very much under the global Muslim influence, unfortunately.
Right.
So,
one second. There you go. Why don't you just have a conversation with Sam if you guys disagree on stuff?
Disagree on stuff?
Yeah. Hey, Cam Dirt.
Disagree.
Cam Dirt, 2 reasons. One, I've had hundreds of conversations with Sam over the years. I've realized it's a complete waste of time. He does not believe that the rules apply to him. Scripture is a weapon to attack other people. It is not something that applies to him. So why? Why? Show me why I should want to just be having these friendly conversations with someone that I did that for 20 years with. 20 years of my life, I tried to help that guy reach his potential. What's the end of it all? Attacking me. And you're saying, oh, just have a conversation with him. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is, did Sam say, oh, well, I disagree with AP, so let's have a discussion. Let's have a friendly conversation. Is that what he said? No, expose him, destroy him, separate from him. That's what he said. So I'm applying his rule. So what you're asking me right now is, why are you applying Sam's rule to him? That's what you're asking me. And because that's a biblical principle. The measure you use, it will be measured to you. Hey, look here. Here's Sam again. He's got multiple accounts. Let Sam up on the live. Why would we do that? Why? Guys, again, I've had hundreds of conversations with him. He does not believe rules apply to. Why? We've agreed to apply a standard. What more could you ask for that than that? You're behaving like a Mohammedan coward. Yep, this is definitely Sam. You were the first to mock Ali Dawah and Muhammad Hijab. For what? What are you referring to? Yeah, we mocked those guys, but for what? Yet you stand not answering about AP leaving his wife. Is there some time limit? Didn't we say we'd address this stuff on Sunday? Didn't we say that, AP?
Yeah. I was very clear about that.
That's what I didn't understand. When you take off, and Sam starts, you have to respond to this, you have to say this right. I'm like, under what rule would I not wait until AP is back? Like why? I knew almost nothing about what happened. I'm just supposed to start flipping out and getting things wrong like Sam did, and not caring that I'm getting all kinds of things wrong. When, wait a minute, AP is going to be back in a couple of weeks, and we could just have a discussion about it then. Why wouldn't I? And somehow this is, but you're not answering. So what are you saying? You're saying that before having information, I need to just start condemning people. Guys, do you see Sam here? You see Sam? This is his view. And guess what? It only applies to people he's mad at. It never, ever, ever applies to him. You could have video proof of something he's doing. You're not allowed to say anything about it ever, because the rules don't apply to him, and you can see it.
It's too late for that, bro.
Too late. That ship has sailed, buddy. That ship has sailed. Flip out. Get enraged. Act impulsively, dude. Look up borderline personality disorder. One of the features is this impulsive attacking response to anyone that you think is disagreeing with you, which people can see every time you're challenged on anything, and then not realizing how much damage this does to you, and then figuring out later why no one wants anything to do with you anymore, and you can't figure it out. It's your behavior 100% of the time. Look at a mirror. If you're mad at anytime you're mad about your problems, go over to a mirror and say, why did you do this to me?
Why did you do this to me? So when David took one psychology course, now he thinks he's...
I took multiple psychology courses.
I did too. And now I think I'm a psychiatrist. But yeah, that sounds very much like it. So, man.
Hey, hold up one second. Abdashik here says, you guys didn't care when Sam was doing this to Muslims. I most certainly did. I called him out for years. Dude. Quit talking like this.
I have to say, I didn't care when he did something to Muslims, because I usually don't care when somebody does something to Muslims. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I told him for years, again, that if he, and matter of fact, I told him when Bassam Zawadi, and if Bassam remembers, he can confirm this. But Bassam Zawadi, Muslim apologist, back in the day, we used to, we'd go do something, but we'd ride together and stuff like that. But I think Bassam came over to my apartment and stuff.
Like the old Zoot.
And yeah, that's correct. And we went down to be on a New York radio show, but we were driving, and Bassam said, I'm glad Sam can't control his temper and that he constantly blurts out these insults, because if he actually had self-control, he would be leading a lot more Muslims out of Islam.
And Al-Uz.
And I told him that. And so I spent years telling him this stuff. So I spent years telling him he would be way more effective if he wasn't just constantly like hurling pointless. It's one thing if there's a point to it, there's a good point to it. Just calling people horrible names for no reason is just stupid. I said, I side with Sam more than y'all because at least he didn't rip the Quran. Oh, well, he didn't rip the Quran. He calls people's daughters and mothers whores and says that he wants to piss on people's mothers and hold them down for Shias to do mutta with them, but he didn't rip the Quran. He didn't rip the Quran. Little side note here. Why'd we start ripping the Quran? Why'd that become a whole thing? This is a serious point here, guys. Why did we, those of you who are following back then, why did we start ripping the Quran, eating the Quran, and so on? What led to that whole thing being an issue? I'll tell you. Muhammad Hijab announced to all of his tons and tons of followers that they were no longer going to go after us and try to refute or destroy us. They were going to go after everyone's wives. That's what they said. And he starts posting these threats of rape and torture towards people's wives and telling his followers to do the same thing. We said, okay, if this is where you want to go, if you were just, okay, we're not discussing this anymore. We're just going to use abuse and threats to control, then fine. Then why would we engage with you? We can just rip the Quran. We can just rip the Quran and eat the Quran and so on. That's what led to that. But think about this, guys. What led to that? Muhammad Hijab and his followers saying they're going after people's wives and so on now. Why is that an issue? What does Sam do when anyone disagrees with him? Goes after their mothers, their daughters, wives, everything. So if we are to be hypocrites here, we should let Sam slide. Should we be hypocrites, or should we also be enraged that, and hey, guys, I have to point out, Sam speaks worse about Christian people's mothers than I've ever seen from Hijab, Ali Dawa, any of the Dawa guys.
I agree.
Why do you guys defend it? Why do he speaks worse of the Christian mothers of Christians and the Christian daughters of Christians,
yes,
than any Dawa guy I've ever seen.
I have never heard Muhammad Hijab or Ali Dawa speak in such vile ways about other Christians and their daughters and their mothers, the way Sam Shamoun speaks.
Horse with a flood, I'm gonna piss on her. That's how he talks. That's how he talks about people's mothers. And guys, trust me, all this stuff we're saying right now, you ain't heard nothing. You guys have heard absolutely nothing. Sorry. And here we have Suleiman says, Sam Shamoun did curse my mom too. So yeah, it's just regular behavior from I curse your mother, I curse your mother's a whore, your mother's a... And what's it over? Sam, I didn't understand your argument. Because your mother's a whore! And he's got his defenders over here. Anyway. Couldn't he have said all of this in like a minute and a half video?
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, Tommy Robinson joking around tries to walk up into the Al-Aqsa Mosque and says he's a Muslim and he's giggling and then 432 and he means 434 and so on. And then the guy says, can you recite Surat Al-Fatiha? And AP steps up and recites Surat Al-Fatiha. And the whole thing is supposed to be something funny, and he's making this dramatic video about it. I can't believe this. These Christians. Hold up. Sam keeps spamming this over and over again. You can look. He's posted it like 50 times already. You got buried and embarrassed by Sheikh Uthman, and Avery made light work of him, lol. You're showing your true colors. What true colors would those be?
I see your true colors shine
David,
through.
you have to condemn AP for this, even though you know way worse things about Sam Shamoun, and he has always demanded complete silence on all of this. You could call me a hypocrite. You could call me a hypocrite, but I'm gonna end the hypocrisy. Just gonna call everyone out. Me, AP, and Sam, and say we got people in Sam because in pointing out hypocrites. Sheep fans, I say, Sam Shamoun is pointing out hypocrites. Guys, I have never in my entire life met a bigger hypocrite than Sam Shamoun. Never. Not one. Clip that, Dawa guys. Don't care. Your religion is crumbling anyway. But guys, Sam, he judges everyone he disagrees with according to an impossible standard that no one could ever live up to. And there are, again, no rules that apply to him ever. And what's he do? What he's great at like apologetics and theology and stuff like that. So this draws people in. That's what he uses. He uses that to get people around him. And then he starts abusing them horribly to keep them realizing that they can never question anything he does. And you see it, guys. You see it. It gets programmed into you. You are not allowed to disagree with anything this guy says. Question anything this guy says. Why? He is beyond question. Okay. Hang on. What was that? Did you want to answer that?
Ask Sam to take God Logic yet. I haven't seen it.
He won't yet, because that's how it works, guys. If you go back 3 or 4 years, when I'm like, I don't want anything to do with Sam anymore. Sam started attacking Anthony, but he was nice to me, and he was going. And I'm not talking about David here. I'm not talking about David. Why? He was still hoping to win me back to his favor. That's where God Logic is right now. Right? God Logic is, I can still work with God, and this guy doesn't understand. This guy doesn't get it. As I pointed out, he has no concept of any rules applying to him. But since he has no concept of that, he has no concept of other people applying any rules to him. He doesn't get it, that there are rules that actually apply to him. So, and here's what he does, right? Sam can attack you. He can attack your mother, your family, everything, and then just walk up to you the next day and act like everything's fine. And everything's not fine. But he thinks everything's fine. Well, that was yesterday. What do you care? And there's no consequences. There can't be consequences for me, right? And he doesn't realize that when he's attacking people in front of their friends. Now, those friends might not come after Sam. Those friends might think, well, I'm not in this. But those friends are noticing. This is not a dude I want to associate with. So guess what? There are people that Sam still thinks he's going to be interacting with in the future and getting along with. So he doesn't want to attack those guys. Matter of fact, he just posted like 2 days ago. He shared something that John McCrae posted and said, wow, what a great brother. I'm like, are you serious, dude? He's seriously already trying this? John, just so you know, I'm going after David and AP, but not you. I happen to be good friends with John McCrae, Sam. Believe it, when you just like compulsively attack everyone around you, you're like, but I'm not attacking you. You're still coming off as an unhinged lunatic to those people. You are. And they might not want to cross you. And they might, I've got stuff to do. I don't want to deal with this guy. So they might just be nice and cordial. Guess what? People pay attention to your behavior. You're driving away everyone around you. Let me make a prediction here. 2, 3, 4 years down the road, you're not going to be working with God Logic. You're not going to be working with anybody. No one. Keep in mind, I don't know what's going on in God Logic says. I'm doing this based on your behavior and me knowing that God Logic isn't a complete idiot. He's going to realize, whether he's already realized it or whether you realize it a year from now, he's going to realize this dude is so freaking toxic, I can't have anything to do with him. And Sam will still try to win him back. Oh yeah, come on. Hey, let's get together. Oh no, I've changed. I heard that so many times. Being friends with, I've changed. I've learned my lesson. I've been humbled, and so on. Comes back twice as bad every single time, right? So, God Logic, whether he's learned it already or whether he learns it in the future, is going to realize I can't deal with this dude. I can't deal with this dude. I can't associate with him. I can't be in stuff with him. And once Sam will still try to get him back. Once God logic makes it perfectly clear, dude, you don't stop contacting me. There's no scenario where I'm doing anything with you. Suddenly a switch will be flipped and God logic will become Sam's biggest enemy next to me. And Sam will attack him over and over and over again. And it will be all God logic's fault because it can't be Sam's fault in Sam's mind.
About Sam, I watched 2 of his streams. He seems strong in faith. He says he suffers from extreme anxiety. He also follows Kenneth Owens for information. Yeah, he's a bit retarded. I mean, he does believe Kenneth Owens. I mean, yeah,
dude, that is completely because we were responding to Kenneth Owens.
Probably.
That was completely that. I said, pick a random weird topic and we'll start acting like it's really important. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that these Eskimos are doing this. Watch, Sam will come out and suddenly take the opposite position.
The funny thing is that he was begging for the longest time to do something with David again. He was pushing me to convince David to do something with him. He was begging people to convince David to do an event with him on PBD podcast. And now he accuses everyone who associates with David and also says that David is a disaster and ruins everything. The guy has no ounce of consistency. Completely damaged. It's going to be the gathering of the decade.
Yeah, that's so I mean, think about this, because Sam's right. I'm smart. You're smart in one area, and every other area you are completely, utterly, totally beyond stupid. It's like you're dropped on your head at some point, and your brain went turbocharged in one area and completely useless in every other area. But think about how smart he is. There's one guy who can completely just like crush him at any point. But that guy doesn't want to crush him at all and has spent decades of his life trying to avoid that and actually protecting him from being crushed by all the other people around him who want to crush him. Right? So there's one guy who can completely destroy him, who's not scared at all of his threats. I'll destroy you. Oh no, I'm so scared of Sam Shamoun. But who doesn't want to destroy him, is still hoping against hope that this guy will eventually change and use his abilities just for the glory of God and not for abusing everyone around him. There's one guy who can do all that. And what's Sam's genius move? I'll just keep attacking this guy and everyone around him until he finally responds to me. I'm so smart. Wouldn't anyone with a functioning brain think that's like the dumbest thing you can possibly do? Mess with the one guy who can take you down anytime he wants, he just doesn't want to, but you're going to make him want to? Huh? That's the brilliant move. The other brilliant move, I already kind of brought it up. Sam has spent the years of his life making lots and lots of enemies. Lots of enemies. People who've been horribly, we saw it right here. We saw people just popping up. Oh, he said this about my wife. He said this about my daughter. He said this about this. He said this. Like, people are shocked by this, but guess what? Vast majority of people still don't know this about Sam. Once all this is really like put in people's faces, this is what you're dealing with here, guys. All those enemies he's built up are gonna, now's the time where we can all share what we know about Sam. And it's amazing because he, once again, is 100% of the reason. All the people are upset at him, it's because of things he did. It's because of the way he treats them. And then all these people like finally exposing it, guess what? That's 100% him. And what does he do? Everyone's so bad. Everyone's not doing what I want. He has the mind of he has the psychology of a toddler, a spoiled toddler flinging himself on the floor in Walmart because mommy won't buy him Skittles. They won't do what I want. Get used to it, dude. This ain't going the way you thought.